All right, family. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarasu Seti. Kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. It's going down. We're gonna be talking about is FBA lineage in the Bible. We'll talk about that today. You know, because so many of my Christians, we want to talk about that. There seem to be some hypocrisy in that belief system right there, and especially with what they say they believe in as FBA. We want to talk about that today. Before we get started, family, most definitely, I want y'all to get on over there to Patreon. Over 500 exclusive live stream we got on deck, you know, right now, and we just dropped some fire just yesterday. I want to put that flyer up for you. Why the elite of America worship uh, ancient Egypt through Freemasonry. A lot of people is not talking about that. Another hypocrisy that we're exposing, you know, to put it out right now. A lot of them Freemasons, Christian, goddamn Greeks and freaks, and they all other kind of things that bring hypocrisy. Okay, well, wait a minute, my file not going up. We in the house, family. We in the house. Hold on, this ain't my file. Wait a minute, what my image? What they doing? What they talking about? Let me get my image out there, man. They tripping. You gotta get my image out there, man. Yeah, you gotta get my image out there, man. Let me see. But anyway, family, let's see if it go up. There it go. Why the elite of America worship ancient Egypt through Freemasonry. Get over there, family. Also, KingSeti.com, online marketplace, official General Seti products. We got some fly products over there. Become a member. You can subscribe. I'm a member right here. And get access to some powerful exclusive videos and material. And make sure you like the video, share it with your family and friends, comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because you will get banned. So I want to, I'm out here and see, I'm gonna throw the obvious out there, because we showing the hypocrisy. There's a psyop, an attack going on the Pan-African community. And we want to make sure we expose these people for every fucking thing that's going on, because we can see through the hypocrisy. You see what I'm saying? They want to say they delineating, and that they're it's about the culture right here on the soil. And I'm all right. If that's what you believe, I'm not against you. I'm not against you. But you attack Pan-Africanism, you say that's not you. This is over here is you. You see what I'm saying? As somehow our people didn't bring some of their own culture with them when they came, but nevertheless, you saying over here, this is you. We don't want nobody else culture. We love our own culture. And then the question becomes, I say, well, goddamn, is Jesus an FBA? Is Jesus an FBA? Is Moses a goddamn FBA? So then why do they get a pass? You see, how do they get the goddamn pass? How do FBA saying they delineate that they big in their own culture, but yet and still they got a Jewish Messiah. They got a Jewish Messiah. Some of y'all motherfuckers got a Jewish wife. Yeah, some of y'all motherfuckers got a Jewish wife. Maybe that's what that's acceptable. You got a Jewish Messiah, Moses and all that. And like I say, when we read the Bible, we understand it. So there's a hypocrisy in that, because you say you original to over here, but I don't know in the Bible say any tribes, and see that's why they had to create a whole nother book that they call the Book of Mormon. They had to create a whole nother book called the Book of Mormon. And in there they say, well, some rogue Israelites sailed from over, during, I think it was the destruction of Jerusalem and shit and this, that. And so they sailed over here to America at that time, and they became two tribes of Indians and shit. You understand? They became, and so that's why you got the Hebrew Israelites and all of that shit. They like to let the Indian, the pale, with the quote unquote pale Indian. You see, they let them into the tribe and shit. But that come from the Mormon. They had to create a whole nother book. There is no lineage of these people, over here in America that come from Noah. Now, if you was brought over here, you understand, and some of the, the groups, the Hebrew Israelite, they say they come from Africa. They Israelite that they came, fled into Africa, and then they were brought over here in slavery. That's what they say. But they know they came from out of Africa. They know they came, in their teaching. I don't say I agree with that, but for argument's sake, they know they come from the continent, and they know based on the teachings of the Bible that Noah and Abraham and all of that come from over there. Now, in the Genesis story, if you're gonna believe the book, you got 75% of blacks in America are Christians. You see what I'm saying? So this is what they believe. They don't believe they believe in Adam and Eve. You see what I'm saying? Adam and Eve was in Ethiopia. You see that they came out that the river flowed out of Ethiopia. You see, that's what the Bible say. Okay, so ain't no way. And then, and then the flood, Noah got on the boat with his 3 sons and they 3 wives and his wife, 8 people. And after the flood, that Noah and his family repopulated the planet. This is for those who believe in the Old Testament, Jews, Christians, even Muslims believe that. So we have to understand that. And so we have to, and if you FBA and you're a Muslim, you're still Christian, you still, you still these other things, that is a hypocrisy, because that's not what it's teaching. It's teaching something totally different. So I'm trying to see how you could be indigenous over here, be FBA, be indigenous over here. You see what I'm saying? And be a Christian at the same time. See, niggas is fleeing from me, because this is total hypocrisy. Because you cannot tell us what one of them sons of Noah that you came from. That's a hypocrisy. So it ain't that y'all, so y'all go and y'all listen. And I dare you to get up in front of that on Sunday and tell them some shit. They're gonna put your ass up out of there. So you go in there, you fake the funk, you do you go to church, you fake the funk, and then when you come out, you get on the internet, you put on your cape, you put on your super nigga cape, you change, you run into the cell phone, or not the cell phone, but the phone booth. You see, when you spin around like 5 times and you turn into super nigga, then you go on the internet. Now you something else. Now you're on the internet and you something else. Okay, so this is what this is the hypocrisy of what's happening today. So we're asking. I'm gonna go to the comments, because I want to see if somebody gonna come in and answer that question. Come on in and answer that question. They don't want to answer it because there ain't no fucking answer for it. You see, so motherfuckers is fleeing from me asking, truth, because it should be about truth. You see, it should be about dialogue. It should be about, conversation, and dialogue on is this, what the hypocrisies is. You see, we trying to figure out what the hypocrisy is. You're gonna be a Bible thumper, or you gonna be indigenous? Which one you gonna be? You got to make up your mind, because these are 2 different hypotheses. You understand? These are 2 separate hypotheses. What one do you believe in? Do you believe in Adam and Eve, or do you believe that somehow you grew up out of the ground over here like a radish or a carrot or something? That you just grew up out of the goddamn, that you just grew up out of the ground. You see, that's what we're looking at today. And but we attack Africa. We attack the history of Africa, and we're lying, because a lot of people don't understand, and we must make this clear. Yeah. What point? You ain't made no point. You didn't make no point. You're wrong about that. You're wrong about that. You're totally wrong. You coming from a novice level. You see what I'm saying? You just type in a paragraph. You understand what I'm saying? Don't mean nothing at all. You see, we look at very intricate similarities that are not just, there's no way for them to be coincidences. You see what I'm saying? There's no way for them to be coincidence. And we're not talking about a few. We're not talking about some little minute. We're talking about highly advanced technology that, is no way that two groups are going to come up with, all this information separate and independent of one another. It's too similar. You see, it's too similar, and it's no coincidence. The civilization of the Olmecs is a Nile Valley civilization. It don't have to look exactly alike. You can look at civilization today. They all, have access to some of the same technology, but they might want to do it a different way. They might take it a different way. You see what I'm saying? The only argument that, because you can look the shit up, they understand the similarities, but they say, well, a lot of people, have some of the same similar, No, there wasn't no ice everywhere. The ice was in the mountains. No, it wasn't. That's a damn lie. They say you don't know what you're talking, woke point. You got to go. If you're going to come in, make sure it wasn't ice every fucking where. You's a lie. It wasn't ice. You lying now. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You're lying. You see, they say it was ice in the mountains, but there was no ice on the land. You're lying. You're lying. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. There you go, nigga. You come in here with your house shoes on, and you right there. You didn't set up there and said untruth. Okay, that's not true. Okay, I did see where they said that, but that was high up on Mount Kilimanjaro, some goddamn where. You see what I'm saying? But on the surface, on ground level, there was no ice. You're lying, woke. You're lying. Matter of fact, let me adjust your ass right here in real time. Let me go on. Let me go on and adjust your ass in real time. Let me adjust your ass in real time. High mountain glaciers only. You can adjust it. You better high mountain glaciers only. Was there ice in Africa? The last ice age, the last glacial maximum was about 26,000 to 19,000 years. High mountain glaciers only. Ice existed only on Africa's highest mountains near or above the snow line. Nigga, stay out of my comments. Stay out of my comments. Nigga, you come here, you caping, nigga. Man, let me get you out of here, nigga. Woke point, you gone. You gone. You got to go. You lying, nigga. You up in here lying. You should have been did that research before you got here, nigga. I did in fucking 2 seconds. I didn't adjusted your ass. You been adjusted, nigga. You see what I'm saying? Don't come in here tipping. You caping because you lying, nigga. We just looked it up right there. We just looked it up, woke point. You lied. There was no goddamn ice all over Africa. You lied, nigga. You lied. Accept that. Do you accept the fact that you just lied on TV? I say on TV, on the internet. We live, so it might as well be TV. You lied, nigga. You just got adjusted, man. Then you sitting up here talking about, man, listen to me, man. Listen, now you gonna go to South. Now you get this, man, listen, I'm gonna time your ass out if you, I ain't gonna delete you because you made a rookie. Yeah, I ain't gonna delete you, but I'm telling you, leave me alone, nigga, because you ain't coming with no facts. Not in South Africa. You should have said that in the beginning. I didn't see nothing about no South Africa. And I'll go in there and let me see what it say. Did it say anything? Well, that was up in the mountains too. That was in the mountains too. Mount Kenya, Mount Rwenzori, Ethiopian highlands. Okay. Yeah. Say, goddamn it, not only say Africa during Ice Age, key point. Ironically, during parts of the Ice Age, Africa was greener than today. Ain't that a bitch? So you so far off, nigga, you didn't came around right, nigga. You so left, you nigga, you didn't tip the scale. You see, Africa was greener than today. The Sahara had lakes, rivers, grasslands. This allowed east-west migration. Thank you for lying. You didn't add me some more goddamn information because I was just talking about the migration. You see how, damn, it be like an energy that calls a nigga to come and tell a lie, and then it come add on to the lies because we were just talking about the migration from goddamn East to West Africa. This nigga come and tell a lie right here on live internet and have me go in here and adjust his ass. And then it come up, the damn internet give me some new information saying not only was it no ice, nigga, it was green, it was lush. That was the time when Africa was lush during the Sahara. Goddamn, boy, do you see how you just lied and how it adjusted your ass? You've been adjusted, man. You've been adjusted hell of a. Quit telling people shit like, hey, it was ice. You was a lying ass nigga. You ain't no goddamn, it was goddamn green. It wasn't even the Sahara there, nigga. Damn, you ain't woke, nigga. Talking about what's his name? Woke, nigga, Sleep Point. This nigga named Sleep Point. Talk about woke point, nigga. You Sleep Point. Yeah, man, come on, man. Stay with me, man. Yeah, we gonna let him. He ain't saying nothing too bad. He ain't trying to be disrespectful. Gonna let him stay in there. We gonna let him stay. Stay with me, woke. Stay with me now. If you woke, stay with me now. You know what I'm saying? I come with you, and you got to accept that information. I know you probably, but you got to accept that information. You feel what I'm saying? And think twice the next time you come for me. You know what I'm saying? Because I put my shit out quick. You understand? You know how the motherfuckers in the wild, wild west. You know what I'm saying? I put my shit out quick. You understand? And before you can even look up, the smoke already coming from the barrel. You look down, nigga, and I already did. Yeah, you look down, it's too late. You feel me? Smoke already coming from the barrel. So so there it is. That, they got a hypocrite. They hypocrites. You got to accept that, man. You can't be FBA saying you originate from over here and then believe in the Bible that say people originated over there. You see what I'm saying? You can't say that. And then there's no way you can show how a son of Shem, a son of Ham, or any of that in the Bible. There is no America. There's no America, North or South America in the Bible. So, I'm trying to figure it out. You don't want to accept no Egypt. You don't want to accept no Olmec. But you want to accept a Jewish Messiah. You got to make me understand what was triggering you. You see what I'm saying? To be in denial like that. You are in denial. Yeah. He got adjusted. We adjusted him. You see what I'm saying? I'm trying to be as truthful with the family as possible. I'm not making no shit up. You see, you cannot let me. I know for a fact that the Olmecs was a Nile Valley. And you know what? I'm going to just be 100. This don't mean shit, but I'm going to tell you, it's a lot of groups, white groups, that have accepted that fact. And believe me when I tell you this, they have accepted. When I'm talking about motherfuckers that do research. They have accepted that Olmecs, that a lot of that technology came from Africa. They didn't accept it. You see what I'm saying? And I can show you that right now today. And the facts that they give for that, because they didn't been to both civilizations, the Egypt, and they ain't just been they've been over there looking at the shit. And the technology, you see what I'm saying? They've compared it every which way that they could compare the shit. And when they look at it's damn near the same fucking technology. It is no way that you gonna have advanced technology. And matter of fact, I got this one presentation I'm gonna do for y'all right now. Not today, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow to show you how many different sciences and technology it takes to build a skyscraper. You see what I'm saying? All the various sciences and technologies that develop separately that they have to bring together to create this. So it ain't no way you gonna build on that level like that. You understand what? And everybody, they're just like today. Most skyscrapers, they use the same technology. I don't give a fuck what continent you on. They going to school. The architects is sharing information. You understand what I'm saying? That's why you got skyscrapers all over the place, and there's no different in the ancient world. The lie that they want to tell is that our peoples was isolated, that they didn't have the ability to come across the ocean. So anytime you see some similarities, you should write that off as a coincidence. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. They want us to believe that we were landlocked like them. Even though when you go into Egypt, they so into sailing, even their gods is in the goddamn sky sailing on boats. You see what I'm saying? Even their gods is in the sky sailing on boats. So they've been attached to that water for tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of years. They've been attached to that water. And so we approve, you see, this is no coincidence. It's no coincidence at all. You see what I'm saying? That you're going to have pyramids. Hear me out. Not only do you got pyramids, just like Dr. Ivan, you got stela, the stone slabs rounded off at the top with information on it, just like in Egypt, where it's a decree, where you got it's a royal decree and all of this. Thank you, family. You got the pyramids, you got the stela, you got sarcophages, stone sarcophages, you got a hieroglyphic system. You see what I'm saying? You got a 364 and 1/4 or 365-day calendar. You got the lunar calendar. Man, listen here. Ivan Van Sertima said they had the Mayans had a fucking 5th calendar. That was the Egyptian calendar. Man, listen here. Ivan Van Sertima bust their motherfucking head. Do y'all know even the way that the Mayans make paper was they one of the only peoples like the Egyptians that use a plant base? You see what I'm saying? For their paper, where they beat the fucking they take the pulp out of I forget what tree that is, but they take the pulp out the tree just like the papyrus. They cut and they beat the shit just like the damn Egyptians, and and put it in strips and shit and let it dry out and shit, just like the Egyptians, man. Man, Ivan Van Sertima hurt them motherfuckers, man. They can go on somewhere with that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? They can go on with that bullshit. It's just so much shit that is not to be in the crazy shit. A lot of people say, think that it was so long ago. Man, that one dynasty that come out of the Mayans, the Pakal dynasty, that was like around 650 AD, 750 AD. You see, that was recent. That whole dynasty was, buried like ancient Egyptians and shit, with a stone sarcophagus, motherfucking hieroglyphic on the sarcophagus, a pyramid, a L-shaped stairway in the pyramid. Where they placed the damn Pharaoh is the same place where they placed them in goddamn Egypt. This shit is ridiculous. They got Sphinx. Man, it's so much shit. How is you gonna see a fucking skyscraper, a highway, a traffic light? You see street signs and shit. You see all these things in China. You see it in America, and you could conceive that they both developed independently. You know that the Chinese and the Asian, they had a different style of architecture before that. They all of that was brought from the West. The first skyscrapers and skylines was New York and Chicago. Every other culture in the world that got downtown skylines today borrowed it from New York and Chicago. When you reach a certain level, you just can't up and just come up with all them different sciences and technologies to come together, because you would have had already shown proof of it where you was at. You ain't gonna come up with that all at once. You gonna already show proof of it where you was at. They did not show no proof because they borrowed the information from the people who originated it. They already know that the Africans is by far the oldest pyramids on the planet. But anyway, family, we want to know, before we get up out of here, to all the FBA out there that's indigenous but still Christians, I want y'all to prove that based on the information in the Bible. You're a hypocrite. There's nowhere in the Bible where they say anything about North or South America. So if you're going to sit up here and attack Africa, attack all that shit, or sit your ass back and quit being a hypocrite. You see, y'all just doing biblically and compliant shit, but it is not in compliant with what y'all talking about. Unless y'all gonna become Mormons and shit or something like that. But anyway, family, we be right black. This is the general say, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. I want you to get over to Patreon. We got a video up there right now. We talking about why the elite of America worship ancient Egypt through Freemasonry. Y'all want us to give up our, the teaching because y'all ain't biblical. What we are teaching is not biblically compliant. Y'all want to biblically compliant so y'all can go in the lodge, so you can go over there in your fraternities, sororities and shit, and y'all can go over there and pretend Plato and Socrates and all of them is the great mind, philosophical scientists of the world, and you understand, and deny after y'all want to get y'all lives back. The lives of hypocrisy, but we not gonna let you do it. This is the General Cyrus who said, he said, hey, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily, liberation through African education and confrontation. Boom, black power.